Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller. And today we're going to be doing the first half of a what so video. We're still not quite caught up, but this is going to be Monday through Thursday, August 10th through the 13th. And my sales were good because I sold some really high dollar stuff for me. So can't complain at all. I still have I'm doing so much better on the other platforms than I am on eBay. And I think even Robert has 2 on eBay and more on the other platforms. So thank goodness for Nifty. I'll just keep saying that over and over and over again. But let me go ahead and share with you some of the things that are selling for us as of 2 weeks ago. I had sales on all of the platforms. I sold 2 things on Etsy. This first one was a Disney Pluto dog plush with a rubber face, sold for $17.95. And then this was a nice sale. This was Iago from Aladdin. It was a Disney hand puppet, and it sold for $44.95. Then I had 5 sales on Depop. They're gone. That's the best I can say about this. I picked up a few of these at the bins at some point, swooped them up with a bunch of other stuff. They ended up being learning resources. They were snapped together dinosaurs, teaching colors and sorting and all of that. Sold for $5. And then I sold this Halloween witch bean plush, sold for $8.95. Then I sold this SeaWorld Gray Shark from 2014, sold for $9.95. Sold the last of the Bratz Sasha dolls. Robert picked them up at the Walmart in a clearance aisle for $5 each. They both sold right at $20. This one was $20.70. And then this was a very quick sale, kind of. I had picked up recently the 2 little ornaments in the center and the cloth doll next to them at the bins. And I just decided I had 1, 2, 3. I had 4 other lots currently going on eBay. Not lots. 4 other listings currently on eBay. And I just decided 1 lot. We're going to put them all together and make them gone because all of them... yeah, all of them had been listed quite a while, and they sold almost immediately on Depop for a $30 offer. And then on Poshmark, I had 3 sales. First was this Russ Brownie Bear Jr. plush, sold for $13. And then I had a bundle of 2 sets of the uranium glass sherbet cups. And I took a $30 offer on the 2 of them. So it was this one and this one. And then on Mercari, I had 4 sales. Mercari, can you imagine? All right, first was this Baby Ogre Shrek plush, and it sold for $9.95. Picked this up recently at a school sale that we went to while we were out visiting in Missouri. It was Fire King coffee mug, and it had a little prayer thing on the side of it. I think it says, "Bless this food, O Lord." Not sure if there was more to it, but that's what I wrote. And it sold for $8. All right, Disney Stitch pillow plush sold for $19.95. And last on Mercari was this Toys R Us spotted pig, and it sold for $10. And then I had 2 sales on Whatnot. Let me ask you about Whatnot. Now, I did Whatnot for a little while. So when I decided to do the listings, what are they called? The buy it now listings on Whatnot. You know, I've made some sales, but Robert's never done a auction on there, a live sale. And we're wondering, he hasn't sold a single thing on there yet. Did anybody sign up for Whatnot and never run a show? And are you selling stuff at this point? I'm almost wondering if we need to just go ahead and run a sale, live sale on there. And then maybe he'll start selling some of the static stuff that we've put on there.
Maybe people just don't like my stuff on there.
Maybe. We've got all of this stuff that we picked up when we first began sourcing, and Robert just kind of seems to be focusing on the newest stuff. And I'm wondering if maybe we should pick some of those IKEA bags and just, you know, sell off the jeans. It's mostly jeans that we're just not getting to, and they're just taking up space. I need the space for my incoming.
Oh.
That I ain't getting to either, but I'll get to it. And then on Whatnot, I saw this was listed forever. I just don't know why it hadn't sold, but this is a Digimon door jammer. It was some motion sensor toy from 1999, sold on Whatnot for $17. And then this Folk Manus grunting pig hand puppet sold for $16.95. All right, and then eBay. First, Gund Plush Gray and Black Frosted Cat from 1993 sold for $12.10. These were in all of that vintage Fisher-Price Little People that we picked up at the Dayton Bins. These are the beds to the vintage castle, and the three of them sold very, very quickly for $22.45. And if you can notice in the pictures, the foam is disintegrating. The collectors of these don't really care, just mention it. But yeah, the foam was in really rough condition. Almost gone. This was one of those things I've had listed for over a year and a half. And that was a nice amount of money to get for it. It was a Walt Disney vintage Ka the snake from Jungle Book. It was made in Japan in the 60s, and I just went ahead and took a $25 offer to make it gone. Garanimals, little hippo, I want to say happy, hippo gray figure sold for $10. Eden Paddington, I love Paddington Bear. I went to London one time and bought one for myself. It was just something that I like to do. It sounds really exotic that I got to go to London, but I lived in Germany and it was just a boat ride across the channel. But nevertheless, I've always loved him, but he does not sell for very much and not very well. But this was the Eden one, and it sold for $8.96. Fisher-Price grocery basket, little calculator, and Tough Stuff food. I listed this on Depop, and I got my listing taken down. I did win the appeal because the calculator is pretend, but I didn't keep it on there, and I didn't put it back. That's just one of those things that you've got to be careful about. Can that one word, get your listing taken down by the bots? Yes. Yes, I won the appeal, but I don't, every time it got ended and did sell similar from Nifty, was it going to get me another hit and another hit? And I just didn't think it was worth it. And then it ended up selling anyway for $15. Douglas dog plush lot. I think I had a lot of 2 of them, and I found 2 more. I just decided to go ahead and make a lot of 4, and they sold very, very quickly, $26.95. Cabbage Patch Kids little vintage doll outfit sold for $15. Melissa and Doug chimpanzee plush. I'm pretty sure this was also a Dayton Bins pickup, and it sold for $28.30 in about 2 months. Now, I'll pick these up all the time. They don't sell for a lot. This is a Fisher-Price Little People construction worker, but he goes to the ATV Explorer that was released in the 70s. It's a little ride-on construction vehicle. There's 2 little figures in the front of it. That ATV Explorer is bank. It is definitely a bolo. You're going to pay up for the shipping because it's larger. It's a kid's ride-on toy, but definitely something I would pick up if the price was right, no matter what. But I will always grab these little figures. Somebody's going to be wanting to replace them, but they don't sell for a lot. Thai Classic Bungle Monkey plush sold for $10. This was it? No, Robert just picked this up recently. I think at an estate sale, right?
I think the bins.
Oh, could have been the bins.
In Dayton, I believe.
Yep, hardcover book club edition. Ray Bradbury, The Illustrated Man, sold for $19 very quickly. I think maybe this was a bins pickup, but it's been listed for a really long time, about a year. This is Patty the Marionette Peter Puppet Doll in its original box. Had some issues, some wear, some discoloration. The box had lots of wear. Sold for $29.66. Bedtime Originals. This was one of those things. I had one listed, got another one at the bins, made a lot, and it sold for $17.95. Picked this up at the bins. They were replacement pieces for a game called Sub Search Torpedo Shot. If you find the game, it sells for quite a bit. It kind of looks like Battleship to me.
This one was 3D, and that there were layers to the game that you could drop depth charges.
Yeah, I think we found this at the bins, and they were in like a sandwich baggie, so we knew that they all went together. $12.10. The next three, this is an odd situation. We sold 3 lots of these Bauer Los Angeles dishes, but to the same person with 3 different accounts. They were 3 different guest accounts to the same person. All the addresses were the same, and we didn't realize that until Robert had packed the 8 plates together. So then we had to unpack everything. It kind of made things a little bit easier because we weren't having to worry about such heavy, heavy boxes. And then the shipping was all accurate because you know how eBay sometimes doesn't quite figure out the right shipping weight when they're combining orders for you. But it was a very nice sale, made for a really good day of sales that day. But this first set of 4 plates sold for $89.95. And then she bought 2 of the cereal bowls for $35.95. And then she bought the second set of the dinner plates. We picked these up at an estate sale, but I don't remember how much we paid. We bought a lot. It was a very large lot with, you know, the gravy and salt and pepper and all of that.
I want to say it was probably $40 or $50 or something, but it's been a while.
Yep. But yeah, nice sale. But have you ever had guest accounts like that happen to you? Mm-mm. And then this was really another really nice sale, considering this is a little 2-inch figure for Frosty the Snowman. This is Officer Hinkle. I was shocked. This was just a bins pickup where I just grab all kinds of character toys as I'm finding them in the bins. And I was shocked when I Google lensed him. He is from 2015, and he sold for a full price, $79.95. Then Robert had 3 sales on Poshmark, 2 on Depop, and 2 on eBay. All right, first was this Susan Bristol women's sweater. Still had its original tag to it, and it sold on Poshmark for $40. And then this NASCAR 2000 Richard Petty t-shirt sold for $10. It was kind of rough condition. And then this low vervet wide leg jeans sold for $23.
I'm thinking it's Love Vervet because it's by Vervet.
Low vervet.
No, Love Vervet. I think they kind of took the word love and Vervet and smushed them together.
I don't know. All right, and then on Depop, he sold these Venezia women's denim skirt, sold for $18. And then South Pole men's denim shorts, baggy, Y2K, all the words, sold for $26. And then the 2 sales on eBay, Talbots. These were 6 petite women's shorts, sold for $14. And then this EGY California women's dress sold for $17.71. All right. You should see my piles, y'all. I'm taking down stuff and making lots, and it starts out with one little thing. Like I did one little Halloween lot. I thought, I've got another one of those in that same brand. And before you know it, I took down every single Halloween plush that I have, and I'm redoing them. And it's taking off stagnant listings. It's running them through an AI and getting brand new listings, brand new photos. And I just think it's going to be a win-win. But I'm getting late with the Halloween stuff because Halloween's right around the corner and people are going to be starting to shop. I mean, Walmart's got their Halloween stuff out already everywhere. So,
Well, not just decorations, but Halloween Oreos.
yeah, everything. Oh, and pumpkin stuff. Breaks my heart because I'm a week into gluten-free. I'm really feeling a whole lot better at this point. I can't go back, but dang, I love those Entenmann pumpkin donuts. Bad. I love them. Love them, but nope, not going to do it. Maybe they'll come out with a gluten-free one. I'm going to have to start checking into that.
You know it will not be the same.
No, probably not. All right, y'all. It is time to get back to work. Bye.